Hey guys, what's up? Itchla coming back to ya with another episode of Car Rides Witchla. And today we're I think we're a little later than yesterday, but I guess in the grand scheme of things, we're still we're still earlier than we have been. Like we're still kind of maintaining about a minute or two earlier than usual. So that's pretty nice. Pretty nice. As for what we're going to talk about, it's kind of obvious. The political commentator Charlie Kirk was shot and killed yesterday. And I wouldn't say I was a fan of his necessarily. I don't really think I ever really watched much of his stuff. But I obviously had seen some debates or videos. I think like most people have who follow politics, but I don't know. I mean, I was never a fan of his. I never really followed his content at any point. So I don't I guess it's like I don't know, some people might think it's silly cuz I don't really know the guy that well at all. I've only seen probably a few podcasts throughout my whole life that he was on or debates. But for some reason it just really is making me upset. I don't know. I think there's just certain people that you don't think that they're going to be gone and then they're gone. Like I never thought he would be dead. And it's weird, and I guess the reason why I think about it is because I just immediately extrapolate it into thinking of the big picture, even though as an individual it's not really going to affect me. Because again, it wasn't like I'm a fan of his, but extrapolating it to the bigger picture, I think it hurts. It's concerning. I mean, and it goes back to my whole thing about how people are really desensitized to killing and death, and I don't know. I don't know why people do what they do. But it just affects me. I'm not sure. Like I don't like I don't like it. I know what. Oh, what does that make any sense? Of course you don't like. That's what some people are going to say. But no, I think I've always been that way where I really process and extrapolate things, beyond what immediate reactions would be, which would be, oh, well, people who liked him would be upset, and then some people who don't like him may be okay with it, but that's probably a minority. I still think a lot of people, even if they don't agree with a person's political views, would be upset, if somebody gets shot like that. I don't think that is really a good feeling thing for anybody. So, it is what it is, right? But I don't know. I feel like it's going to be kind of difficult for me to process. It still already is. I mean, I feel better about it now, but last night it really threw me off. And I had heard about it during the day, but I didn't see the video. So I guess I was hoping that he would have lived through it, but I mean, anybody who saw the video was saying like he was not gonna make it, but they said he was hanging on for a while, and so I don't know, I guess I just wasn't really. And then closer to nighttime, well, it wasn't really that close to nighttime, but I guess I just still didn't really process it that well. And it's just so weird. It's so weird, but I guess it's true. I guess this is what life is like, where something like that's possible, or what life could be like for us now. It just seems like things are escalating in that direction with, I don't know, there could be more political violence. There already has been a bunch of cases of it recently. And we know why, you know, as much as I do think there could be better gun laws, it's really not. I don't think that's hardly the problem. Like, well, nah. I guess in order to make a comment on that, I'd have to see what the data's like between gun access, you know, 50 or 100 years ago versus now. But it's still just such a cultural problem that people engage in well, no, because people always did. I'm not sure, you know. I guess I'm not sure. I'm not gonna like put an opinion on it. It's something I have to do more vetting into, because the gun issue was not an issue that ever particularly affected me. I think when I was younger, I was more into the Second Amendment stuff and all that. But I don't know now. I mean, I'd have to look at vetted data comparing, you know, some of the arguments for it. I'm not going to say I have like an affirmative opinion about it. It's an issue that I just never, I was just kind of neutral towards, because I didn't know, and, you know, I had inclinations towards the way things are now, but, you know, things are getting really bad. But I still do, I genuinely believe that, you know, because then there was also a shooting again. And I genuinely believe that it's not, there's a mental health issue and component to it. It really is that. And I don't want to, because there's a lot of politicians, I think, who say that, but then they're not doing anything to address the mental health problem. So they'll say, oh, well, it's not guns, it's mental health. But then, you know, nothing ever gets done to work on the mental health. It's just a shame. I mean, at the end of the day, like a lot of stuff I say, it comes down to social health, which social health is super low. And that's why you deal with these issues, because social health is low. People are not able to reach social fulfillment. Now, I don't know, because I haven't been able to reach social fulfillment, and I don't. So it's not always the case, It's not like a definite thing that will happen if you can't reach social fulfillment, but that is the root cause of it at the end of the day, I think, is people who can't achieve the social fulfillment. That is the problem. So, yeah, it's a little bit crazy, but it is what it is, you know, it is what it is. No, sorry, I always get distracted from driving and just do that. No, it isn't, it is what it is. It's, I just think that's the root cause of it. It's over time, and so these things, they're gonna continue to happen. Like, I don't think anything is gonna, and it's not more security. I don't think that it's, well, you know, reducing the ability for people to grab guns, it would help, probably. But the concerning thing is the intention, obviously. It's, you know. And again, it just happens as a result of internet use, and that leads to more customization and individualization. A broken system is what causes it. There's a lot of situations where people wouldn't do anything. But you notice, even in the like, there's a lot of people who supported the assassination of the health CEO when that happened. That was kind of a recent political assassination thing. And even when you think about that, I don't get it. Because, I mean, I get that it is that bad with the health insurance and all that. I acknowledge that. But it's not, like, it didn't do anything. I don't think him killing the healthcare CEO really changed anything. I don't know. Like, it doesn't, it may have changed things. It may make people a little more on edge or afraid. But what I mean is, I don't think health insurance costs went down at all as a result of that guy getting shot. And that's kind of the problem with these things, is I don't know if they're really addressing the main problem. And yeah, that's what ice cream always does to me, this, you know, this throat stuff. Ice cream always does it to me. So, yeah, I know, things don't end up changing. It just never ends up, fixing the problem. It just makes people ramp up security, which I guess it does make sense, but I think what makes more sense is, like I said, let's actually address, how do you make a healthy society? Which is too long of a conversation for most people to get to. is really the problem. It's just too long of a conversation to have. It's too difficult. And people don't want to accept the fact that there's a lot of restriction that needs to be put into place. That's what it is. There's just going to be so much. I mean, it's so hard to live and function now. And what I mean by that is I actually, on the surface, it's still easier than some more difficult time periods in the human past. Of course, it is. I mean, living in developed society is a gift, because so much stuff is so easy that before was like really hard. And it is a gift, but it's dangerous. It's dangerous mentally. It's dangerous because of just how addictive everything is and how much companies are allowed to exploit, basically. Just straight up, you know? And I hate Roblox, and I hate all those kind of games that use gambling as a means to get money out of children and even adults. I mean, it shouldn't be allowed. There's just no reason for it, any of the gambling that goes on. People lose, people get hurt, even if a few people pull out ahead. It's probably really small. You know, the amount of people that do the sports gambling or the sports betting, most people, I'm sure, end up losing money as a result of it. And it's just not, it's not needed, you know, it's not needed. That's like the problem. But it's the doom spending. It's, well, you know, I can't get ahead anyway, so I might as well spend some money on lottery tickets or spend some money on gambling, because at least then there's a shot. But you're really perpetuating the problem, and you're perpetuating the same energy, and it's dirty money. It's money that isn't really... But nobody thinks that far. And so, like, well, I was saying it yesterday, never mind. See, I get confused. Humans have what they want. There's a broken system, and it's broken because humans engage in what makes it broken. So, I don't know. I mean, at some point, you have to kind of call it for what it is, which is that we're doing something wrong. That's what's happening. Humans are not doing good things. We're not doing the right thing. We're doing the wrong things. And it's voluntary. It's completely voluntary. As a collective, we're making poor choices, and then we get upset when it doesn't work out or something. It's just like, it's crazy, honestly. I don't know. But that's what people need to realize, is that, and kind of why I think I know the hyper-surveillance is bad, but it's good in the sense of that's kind of what's needed. Because things are actually less surveyed than they once were. I mean, it's probably been this way for a while, but in the past, the amount of time spent with the lonely feeling was so much lower. everybody was a lot more connected to their household and their neighborhood and their community. So much more so. Nowadays, it's like nobody really knows anybody around them. And it's weird and it's cold. And so that lonely feeling is active so much more often, which is, again, what leads to these kind of situations. It's also the fact that we can travel really fast to different areas. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these situations... Well, actually, that doesn't make sense, because I thought usually it would be the person going to the school or something like that, and they would know people, but what I was saying is that because of cars and the nature of cars, you can just get out of your area so fast, and then now you're in an area where you don't know anybody and probably don't feel as much remorse for your actions. Although, I guess you can still get caught because license plates exist. That's probably why they exist. What am I talking about? This is such a... this conversation is like... Yeah, it's really upsetting. I mean, I for all the debates that go on and all these things, and I've noticed that. I've noticed when I talk to people, especially now that I'm older, it's like their thoughts must be so much slower. And it's a hard thing to put your finger on because it's really difficult to quantify, but just engaging with people, it has to be the case. Or it could be possible that maybe our thoughts are equal, but my mouth-mind connection is a lot stronger. But I still doubt that it's really that equal. I don't know. And so it's weird. It's just a weird thing, I think. But yeah, the other reason why I drive a little slower is because of tire wear. Because tire wear is going to go up exponentially the faster you drive. And so even going 50 instead of 55, it's probably a pretty big difference. Whereas like going 40 instead of 35, that's not really going to be as big of a problem. You know, it's just, you see what I mean? Whereas going 65 instead of 60, and all these things crank the RPM up even higher, and it just becomes silly. Just cranks the RPM up even higher. Okay, well, we're just gonna give up on holding my gear because that's just not gonna happen because there's these trucks. Because I usually try to hold the gear, but yeah, I don't know. It's just so difficult anymore. I feel like every time I talk to people, it's just so hard to even talk to them because of how it's slow. People don't... And I don't know. I mean, part of that could just be some kind of weird perceptive error on my part. Because what if everybody thinks that, you know? Like, what if that's not just me, but I just feel like it is just kind of me, because I don't get the impression that many other people care or, like, notice that much. I don't know. So I do get that impression. I do get that impression. What impression do I get? Yeah, I don't know. Things are just pretty crazy now, I guess. Don't know how else to put it. But again, I mean, everybody's always said that, and there's always been these kind of things going on, so I don't know. On the other hand, I don't really get it. But yeah, it's frustrating interacting with people, because I don't know. I mean, I just think about a lot of good, important stuff, and then I can tell that other people really don't, or they don't really have a grasp on how things work. And so I can't have the kind of conversations that I want to have. And that's where I think I get my shyness or social anxiety from. It's not, I don't think I really have like, I never did when I was a child. And I think that was just because when I was a child, I knew the things I talked about. But again, when I became like around 14, I really started to, there was just such a depth that was flung upon me, and that was that. I mean, I don't know. It was ever since then, it's just been like this. Oops, I wasn't paying attention. I just slipped out of my sixth gear. You guys probably get so tired of me talking about that stuff. I guess it would be kind of cool if I had a video of the dashboard and you could see like the mile per hour I'm going and kind of see that metric, those metrics or whatever. That would be kind of cool. Well, it would be cool to me, but actually I think to most people it wouldn't even matter. It's all crazy, though. It is really crazy to think about just how, like, little, like, I don't know. Isn't that sad that I really do think that's the source of my anxiety or my shyness? Like, I don't think it's actual shyness. I don't think it's actual social anxiety. I think there's a mismatch going on. So, yeah, I mean, it's just always been that way. Like, you know, it's why it's difficult for me to do all this stuff. And again, when I was a kid, I guess I didn't think as far yet, and I didn't know as much, so I didn't really get much of that. I don't know, though. Again, my life right now, it's good. It is good. You know, there's really not much else to... It's not extra good. My life is not... I'm not... You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not in extra good shape, but I think all things considered, it's a very doable life, and I have to be grateful for that. Well, at least for now. At least for now. Because again, the money is really the lagging thing. Like, I think somebody like myself should be making more money. I should be doing some kind of a higher skill job, and I'm just not. And it's like, I just don't know how to get there is really the issue. I don't know how to get there is the problem. And there's not a lot of people who want you to nowadays. It's like the impression I get. People who have the higher paying jobs kind of want to keep you out of it or something. I don't know. So... what can you do? See, now this is what's confusing to me, because we're still going to end... Actually, I don't know. That is kind of weird, because I think there was something kind of strange about yesterday. Because like I said, I left pretty early, and I still ended up not really... getting there when I wanted to. Or when I thought I would, but it looks like today we're almost on track for the same time as yesterday. Isn't that crazy? Because yesterday I guess I don't remember. I could check the recording times, because sometimes it shows on there, but yeah, I don't know, because it seems like we're gonna make like similarly good time today. And I'm also thinking about doing the alternative space, because I'm just nervous that they're gonna cut my space off again. So that will probably negatively impact things. But my mile per gallon is looking to be great, because we're also getting perfect light luck. So I haven't hit this high mile per gallon in a while. It's been good. I just wish I could go back to my old schedule, because then on the way home it was also pretty smooth sailing. Wow. Could this be a perfect day of light luck, or am I going to have to slam on the brakes? Nope, it's going to be a perfect day. It's been a while since I got a perfect day like that. So yeah, we basically could hit the same time as yesterday. I think that's possible. Just kind of crazy to think about, isn't it? But again, I think I'm going to do that alternate parking space because I just don't trust them. I don't trust them at all. Which that could negatively impact my time. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I never slow down enough. Because this turn is pretty sharp. Yeah, I mean, I don't see him there, but again, just to avoid any potential. So if I had the luxury of parking in my normal spot, I probably would have made it fine today, but that's not, we don't have that luxury, so I don't know. I really do wonder if I'll start doing this spot more often. But yeah, we're going to be a minute off from yesterday, which kind of stinks, but at the same time, it really doesn't. I think my parking is a little off, which is kind of a shame, but it's a work in progress. I don't think it's that far off, but yep, so the same time as yesterday, basically, just 1 minute off. But yeah, the connection's better at this space. It's not as time optimized. That's the flaw with it. The other space is a little less driving. So, but we'll get used to it. Like I said, I've only been parking here for a little bit now, so it's difficult to get the hang of. Because I'm good when it comes to doing stuff, but I get good after repetition. I don't feel like I'm usually that great at things at first. But I don't know, that could just be a bunch of nonsense because I might be better still than some others. I don't know. It's kind of difficult to gauge stuff. But yeah, I think that is going to just about do it. Let me just put my Sunshields up. You tired of me saying that yet? Because I say that all the time. I still want to get better Sunshields for my windows, and I'm just not. Because I hate spending money, so it is what it is. But yeah, I just kind of hate spending money, so always have. But anyways, it's been schla, but now it's time to buy schla. So see you, schla.